What's up guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to Mood Reading with me for a week. Right now I am reading Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I started it, I've been enjoying it. I think it's just as amazing as everyone says it is, and let me tell you, this far into the book, I know it is worth the hype. So this is the first book of this reading vlog. Let's see how many books I can get to by the time the week is over. Stretch, guys. We only have a little bit left. I started off this video at page 300 and we're literally 60 pages until the finish line. So I don't have Powerful or Reckless yet. So let's see if I can recover from this ending before starting a new book. Good morning, guys. It is 6 a.m. the next day and I wanted to start reading early because I want to get a lot done today. Hopefully I finish one entire book today because I'm really trying to dwindle down my TBR. So let's talk about how I felt about Powerless because I finished it yesterday. I read Powerless by Lauren Roberts. It is 492 pages. I read the author's note and I also read, this book had a sneak peek of like a little scene, exclusive scene of Kai when he was younger. This book also has a preview of the second book in the trilogy called Reckless. I did not read that because I wanted to wait until I actually had it, like the physical copy. But I read all that, so technically it was like 502 pages or something like that. This book is 100% worth the hype. I understand why people love it. I understand why people rave about it. I understand why it's so highly rated and why she got picked up by traditional publishing so quickly because her writing is phenomenal. Like, it inspired me. Her prose is so beautiful. I noticed so many alliterations. It just flows so well. The banter and the tension and the angst between the two main characters is just stunning. Like, it's so perfectly well done. The romance just has you just rooting for them, yearning for more, and the ending is also like, wow, what's gonna happen next? Like, genuinely, what's gonna happen next? I wonder how this is all gonna wrap up. I thoroughly love this book. Like, this book is reread worthy. That is why I'm rating it 5 stars, because I don't reread books, but this one I totally would. And also, I love how pretty the chapters are. This book was just everything. This book was everything. And I'm very proud of Lauren Roberts for doing her thing and publishing this as her debut novel. 10 out of 10, girl. I will be reading more. This was amazing. So I'm so excited to get Powerful and Reckless and then Fearless when that comes out. Up next on the radar, for whatever reason, I'm feeling Mexican Gothic. I showed you guys in the last video, I got this at a Free Little Library, and it's kind of like a spin-off. It says a reimagining of the classic Gothic horror novel. I don't read Gothic literature. I don't do horror. I don't do horror movies. I don't do horror books. I barely even do thrillers. So honestly, the only reason why I picked up this book is because I read literally the first line of the summary. I did not continue because I think summaries are huge spoilers, but just the fact that it says isolated mansion, 1950s Mexico, and socialites and treacherous secrets. I just like, come on, like that sounds so interesting. It looks seemingly short. Let's see how many pages this is. It's 300 pages. For whatever reason, I'm feeling this today is a very gloomy and cloudy and blue day, so I feel like it'd be perfect to read this. But if I get freaked out, which I hope I don't, I really hope I don't, I hope it's like watered down reimagining of horror because I don't do that. But if I decide that it's too much for me, I do have Lovely War by Julie Berry on standby. I started this book. I'm on page 30. I'm going to tab it, underline it, so this might take a little bit longer for me to get through because it's also pretty thick, but this is on standby just in case I cannot do Mexican Gothic. So cue the reading montage. Alright guys, update. I am officially at the 100 page mark. Let me tell you what I think. Also, if you hear little noises, it's because my son is in the background on his little swing. So I am enjoying it. I think it's extremely intriguing, extremely entertaining. The depictions of the house is so interesting. Like the way that she paints a picture of what the house looks like and how decrepit it is so good. Like you can really see it. You can see the colors, you can see the drapes, you can see everything. And right now it's getting very, very interesting. So far nothing's happened, but the plot is being developed. So there's an issue with the main character's cousin. She visits her cousin where she lives with her husband and her husband's family, and it's all becoming very eerie and very sinister, but not too sinister. Like there's just inklings of like an underlying evil cause, but the Lord is telling me which places to skip, which places to read. So he's making it better. The Lord is making this reading experience better. So far I'm enjoying it. I think the writing is really well done. I think the suspense is also really well done. The pacing is perfect for this style of writing. I only have 200 pages left, so let's see if I can finish it today. Alright guys, so it has been a few hours since I last updated. I'm on page like 220 something, 230 something. It has officially gotten to the part where I'm skipping around because things just got weird. And it's not even like they were scary, it's just flat out weird. And that's kind of why I don't do horror or thrillers, because it just doesn't make it, like, it's just ridiculous. I'm skipping around because there's just a few things that I don't really necessarily feel like I have to read. I just kind of want to see how everything wraps up in the end, so I'm just skimming through pages at this point. I still have 100 pages left, I think, like around there. So we'll see if I actually complete it or if I DNF it, but that's where we're at. It's looking like a 3-star or lower, unfortunately, but you know, horror is just not my genre. So that's where we're at. Hey guys, I am back. I have finished Mexican Gothic. I ended up skimming the last 70 pages because I didn't really care for how the ending was wrapping up. I just kind of wanted to know how it wrapped up. I've settled on a rating. I'm gonna settle on a 2.5 stars for this book. 1 star for how good the writing was, another star for I don't know what, and then a half star for the subplot of romance. And this book was crazy. I can't really say much because it's gonna spoil it. My thoughts would spoil it for you if you wanted to read this book. I would say if you enjoy horror as a genre, you would enjoy this book. I genuinely believe you would find this very interesting and very appealing. I am not a horror person. I am not a thriller person. I don't enjoy that, and I'm not drawn to that at all. But it was fine. It was a very interesting book. It was intriguing. It kept me wanting to read more. It kept me turning the pages, you know, and the ending was sweet. It was essentially an ending to the conflict. The conflict was dealt with, and there was a nice little sweet romantic scene at the end. An unlikely romance, if you will. There were strong family aspects in this book. Some of them extremely weird and unsavory, and others were better, I guess you could say. Overall, I just find horror novels majority weird. This is not scary at all. Honestly, it was just like, wow, that's strange. That being said, I'm gonna pick another one so that I can keep reading tomorrow, or maybe I'll start reading this afternoon because it's only 3 p.m. So let's go pick a book together. Hey guys, it is the next day and I have officially settled on Lovely War by Julie Berry. Like I said before, I am 30 pages in. I am tabbing it. I am going to be underlining it because the words that she writes are so pretty. So I'm gonna be reading this today. Let's see how long it takes me to finish. This book is in total 451 pages. A little less than Powerless, but I was pretty far into the book when I started this mood reading vlog, and I'm literally at the beginning of this one, so we'll see how many days it takes me to finish, but I'm so excited because I've heard nothing but good things. So let's start reading. It is the end of the mood reading vlog. It has been officially a week. It honestly feels like so much longer because so much happened and I went through a lot of books. So let's go through my little recap of what I read this week. So I finished Powerless by Lauren Roberts. This book was so good. The feelings that it made me feel, the angst, the tension, it was so good. I love how it feels in my hands. It is just the perfect size of book. I love that it's hardcover. I love how smooth the cover is. I'm so excited to get Powerless. I still haven't bought it, but I'm waiting to buy it. I also want to read the novella called Powerful. This was a 5-star book. I already talked pretty much a lot about it, but the writing was really well done. It doesn't read like a debut novel. It reads like Lauren Roberts has serious skill. She's a serious writer. I'm just looking forward to see how this trilogy ends up. It definitely ended on kind of a cliffhanger, not something like so terrible that you're like, oh my god, like what's gonna happen, but definitely the premise for another book. I loved it. This is definitely reread worthy. Then I read Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is my very first horror novel I've literally ever read in my whole life. I don't do horror. I don't even really do thrillers. They're not my thing. I read this just to give it a try. I got it from a little free library and it was fine. The beginning was very interesting, very intriguing. Nothing was sinister, nothing was scary. It was just like, this is the plot. It was filled with suspense and it was basically like, what is going on? How do we figure it out and how do we overcome it kind of thing. Basically one major thing happened, so I can't tell you that because it's the entire plot of the book, but the way that it all wrapped up was so weird. This is my thing with horror novels, is that they're not scary to me. They're just so weird that I'm like, I can't get behind it. Unfortunately, I have settled on 2.5 stars for this book. If you like horror, you might enjoy it. There's even a little subplot of romance that also ties a loose end at the end, and it's sweet, I guess you could say, but it was just really not my thing. I'm probably never going to think about this book ever again. Then you guys saw I picked up Lovely War by Julie Berry, and right now I only made it to page 143, but that's because I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. I am going to take my time enjoying this book, reading this book, digesting this book, because the writing is the most beautiful writing, lyrical, flowery, just stunning writing. It immerses you into the story. You really feel these emotions. You feel your own emotions getting attached to the characters in this story. So if you guys don't know, it's about a bunch of Greek gods coming together and they're telling the story of the world wars, love scenes that they were a part of in these world wars. So they're basically like overseeing these mortals and they're watching them fall in love and they're kind of instigating these humans to fall in love with each other. And it's just so romantic. Like, I've read quite a few romance books in my day, but this book is romantic. There are heavy themes in this book, but as of right now, 143 pages in, I would so recommend it. I'm tabbing it, I'm underlining it, and I'm thoroughly loving it and enjoying it. So that's where I'm at for Lovely War. And in terms of what I read sporadically, is I actually read Nantucket Nights by Ellen Hildebrand. I made it like 20% in this book before my Kindle Unlimited trial expired. So I'm planning on getting that soon because I want to know what happens. It's about 3 best friends that have this tradition and something goes wrong on the night of this said tradition and they're trying to figure out where the 3rd friend has gone. And I'm just so interested. Like, Ellen Hildebrand does not miss. I love how she writes in 3rd person and gives you the inner monologue of every single character that she includes. So I'm very interested to find out what happens there. I also started The Prison Healer because I wanted to know if I would like it, and I was fully enthralled in that one too. I got like 10% in that one. So I also am looking to get that series because I really enjoyed what I started reading. And then I decided to jump back into Normal Christian Life by Watchman Nee. If you guys saw some videos on my main channel, I talk about this book often because it's taken me so long to read it. If you are a Christian or want to become a Christian and you have a very logical mind and you like to figure out how things work and the meaning and explanation behind themes and things in scripture, I would highly recommend this because it takes the fundamentals of Christianity and expounds on them and reveals so many mysteries behind them to really help you understand why certain things are the way they are, why certain things needed to happen. And I think that this really just helps you understand Jesus and God and the Bible and the Holy Spirit in a more deeper, richer, more revelatory level. So right now I made it to 165. I've been listening to this on audiobook and I'm also tabbing it and underlining it, if you can see. So I love this book. This is looking like a 4.75 to a 5-star too. Also, Lovely War, BTW, definitely gonna be 5-star. Like, I might mourn when I finish this book because it's that good. These are all the books that I read in this week-long mood reading vlog. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me know what books you're reading in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. God bless you guys, and peace.